Hey, what's up, y'all? I wanted to make this video in response to Veritas's, guess he had 2 or 3 videos on, Dawkins answering that girl's question, what if you're wrong? And, he chastised Dawkins, pretty good for it, and I know Veritas, understands the answer. I understand that. I know he's a smart dude. I like his videos a lot. So I want to get at a slightly broader point, which is, let's say I asked Veritas, what if Thor is right, or what if Ball is right, and went through that whole series of things. But going into this, I know where Veritas stands on the issue. I know he believes that, Yahweh exists for reasons X, Y, and Z, because at least he has the decency, unlike most theists, to try to account for his belief. But you have to understand that, I think he would agree that those are ridiculous and nonsensical questions, given the circumstances that I know what he believes, and I also know why he believes it. And to, he's definitely intellectual enough that he's asked himself those kind of questions. He didn't just one day hear of Islam and was like, pish tosh. He was like, I don't think that's right because X, Y, Z again. And I also believe this because X, Y, and Z. Well, we know where Dawkins stand. Nobody went to that talk and didn't know where Dawkins stood on the issue. And understandably, I too myself am annoyed by that question because people know why I don't believe in God. And I actually take it a step further than Dawkins, and I say that when we put it into the context of one specific God at a time, if you ask me a question about this God, I'm going to tell you I know that this God doesn't exist. So anything you want to ask me about him is kind of moot to me. I certainly believe that the tripartite God of omniscience, omnipotence, and benevolence is a logical fallacy. I think omnipotence by itself is a logical fallacy, and I also think that omniscience coupled with what's in the Bible is again a logical fallacy. So I'm more than convinced. I'm just as convinced as that 1 + 1 = 2 as I am that God, Yahweh, doesn't exist, and you could substitute Allah or Baal or Set or Amun-Ra or whatever you want. For the most part, I haven't come across every single God. Maybe there's some that don't have logical fallacies in them. But the question that the girl asks, people always say there's no such thing as stupid questions. That's a stupid question. And if she wanted to hear, well, I'm going to hell, everybody in the room knows, Dawkins knows, that if magically Yahweh exists, that he's probably going to go to hell. It wasn't an attempt at insight, in my opinion. And that's why I believe it annoyed him, and he let his annoyance show a little bit. And so, I just don't think that every question is deserving of an answer, and that he did a pretty decent job of giving an answer instead of telling her to shut up or ask a better question. He wanted her to think critically about what she had just said, because to him and to me is ridiculous. And if we rephrased it slightly differently, it would be ridiculous to almost anyone we could ask it. And so that's about all I wanted to say about that. I don't think that Dawkins deserved to be chastised for giving such an answer to such a question, because the question had literally zero substance, at least in my opinion. Alright, peace.